you clicked this thumbnail, so you know exactly what this video is about. But who am I? Well, I'm Michael. I'm an adventure YouTuber born and raised right here in Vancouver, which means I've spent 34 years in this city. But today, I'm gonna do a few things I've always wanted to do, but I've never done before. Let's start with coffee. The one thing about summer in Vancouver is you never really know what the weather's supposed to do. It's supposed to rain today, but I bet you it'll get sunny at some point. Either way, this portion of the video is sponsored by Pantavus, which is a factory and studio based here in East Vancouver, and it has been making clothing for the last 15 years for Canadian companies, and this is their first in-house brand. Not only does it look great, it's highly effective. It's breathable, it's fully waterproof, it has sealed seams, waterproof zippers, it's lightweight. But my favorite part is, because this is the everyday commuter jacket, and since you know I cycle a lot, it has reflective cuffs that you can fold out for when you're cycling, as well as a reflector that you can unsnap from inside the back of the jacket, as well as having a hood zipped into the collar. And they're giving a 40% discount to the first 200 people to use the discount code DownieLive. Vancouver company, Pantavus. Let's continue with the video. So our first stop of the day is Nemesis Coffee, this beautiful building right here. It's been under construction for the last 2 years. I've been driving past it and seen it, but it's finally open this week.
I watch our channel.
Oh, you do?
Like, we use our channel to find the spots if we don't know. Yeah.
Really nice people here too. But very fitting for a coffee shop that looks like that. Be right next to the Emily Carr University of Art and Design. But let's go inside because I hear the interior is just as impressive as the outside. And the place just opened, but it's already a popular spot lined up around the back. Look how cute that is. It's really good. Okay, the whole point of today's video is to do things you've always wanted to do but haven't done. So I've got a long list of things I'm going to show you in today's video. But this is kind of like a moral for life, or what's the word I'm looking for? A slogan for life?
Mantra? I don't know.
Point being, we always put things off for no other reason than something else has come up, and life goes on. You are living your life right now. Don't wait. Let's just try some things. That's what today's video is all about. I'm getting into this cookie. If you make a good enough place like this, it just gets promoted on its own.
Thanks, man. I'm Jess.
Jess?
I'm the owner.
Mike.
Yeah,
oh,
nice.
right on. Nice to meet you. I just met the bus boy, Jess, who turns out to be the owner here.
Yeah, man. I'm not above any of that stuff.
Did you have any part in the design, or you just took over the space? Or
Totally. Yeah, we worked with a great architecture firm for like the last 4 years to pull this off.
Wow.
So yeah, design's like our first love language, and coffee is like second. So
yes,
you know,
I love the space outdoors too.
Yeah, thanks so much. We're about to drop a fire pit. It's gonna be a whole vibe.
Oh, sweet,
Yeah. Some
sweet.
DJs. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks for introducing yourself, guys.
Thanks, man.
Right on.
Pleasure.
Congrats on opening week.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So our first stop of the day is here at the Nitobe Memorial Gardens. It's here in UBC, and you're supposed to follow the path counterclockwise, which follows the path of the moon rather than that of the sun. And it was designed as an intercultural bridge between Canada and Japan. Personally, I just think it's a wonderfully peaceful garden. As you continue to follow the path, you'll go past these calming waterfalls and step over these stepping stones to get through the little river, and then you come out underneath the Japanese maple. While there are bridges with meaning, lanterns of significance, and other aspects of the Japanese culture to learn as you wander through these gardens, I honestly think my favorite part are just the perfectly manicured moss, almost lawns. This really is a peaceful little oasis. Beautiful. If you are a student, it is free. If you're not, like me, it's $5. They're spotless, and there's no one else here today. So come check it out, because if you're looking for a little bit of Zen, they have a Zen garden right next to the traditional Japanese tea house. Everything here is phenomenal. But nearby are the UBC Botanical Gardens, and that's where we're headed now. But you might recognize this tunnel from a previous video of mine, which means yes, we have been here before, but we came for the Treewalk, which wasn't open due to COVID, but it's recently reopened. So we're back at the UBC Botanical Gardens. Not gonna lie, very cool tree thing. Thought it was a python. Not a big fan of snakes. Don't know if I love that. But I do like hugs, and it's kind of like one tree is hugging another, so I'll give it to him. The guy selling the tickets at the cashier warned me it moves a lot. So they say there are a total of 11 bridges. They are suspended between the trees, so they do flex quite a bit. Now there is a tree walk similar to this, but a little bit more stable, maybe at the Capilano Suspension Bridge, but this one will have fewer tourists. I'm the only one up here, they told me, and it's less expensive. So a nice option for you if you're out in the UBC area. Oh my gosh, here we go. Okay. In the trees, right in the branches. Well above the ground. If you are afraid of heights, this is not recommended for you. But if you like a thrill, I gotta say I wasn't expecting my adrenaline to be pumping quite as high as it is. It's how much it moves that really gets your heart going. It makes it a lot more exciting. There is one platform, one tower that you can take stairs up to the top of, and it's about 100 feet above the ground. And here's the tower. It's kind of a viewing platform tower that'll put us 100 feet above the ground below. Pretty cool. I know last time I was here I said everything is dead. Obviously that was incorrect. Everything was dormant because I was here in the winter, but it is so green right now. Look at that, you can turn in any direction and it's just everything 100% green. I probably should have come in the spring when everything was blooming flowers. Look at the size of these. I mean, I feel like a miniature version of myself. Also, can we be thankful for this nice weather change? That's fun. Add it to the approved list. Okay, where are we headed next? This is the Museum of Vancouver, which surprisingly with how much I know about the city, I've never actually been to before. Of course, starting with a large and in-depth section of the local First Nations. These lands remain the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. This is a great map. This is a map that shows all the First Nations that were here in the area before it was Vancouver. And this is a great place to get a deeper understanding of the history of Vancouver, as well as the local Indigenous nations that are still here on these lands today. I personally can't believe I have lived in this city for 34 years and never been to the museum that is entirely dedicated to this city. That's crazy, it's an original switchboard. I actually have two aunts that had that as a job. Being the switchboard operator, you'd pick up the phone and say, I'd like to speak to so-and-so, and they connect you. It's pretty crazy to think that that technology isn't that long ago. This is an exhibit called A Seat at the Table, and it's all about the Chinese immigration to Vancouver here, as well as the discrimination against them. Another part of Vancouver history was we were known as the neon sign capital of North America. Because Vancouver is so far west, we were kind of one of the last cities to start growing and booming, but it just so happened to coincide with the popularity of neon signs growing. And so there were a lot of storefronts with neon signs, and eventually the city put in bylaws to prevent it because it was starting to look tacky. But you can still spot them around the city now, and they've done a pretty good job at preserving some of them here. Oh wow, this is the actual plaster mock-up of the lions that sit at the Lionsgate Bridge. The designer actually used this to refine it before putting them in concrete. Wow, this is so fun. We're now in the 50s and 60s decades. After just coming through the war and the Depression segment, this just feels like a fun decade to be alive. Okay, considering how much history I've shown in this channel about the city of Vancouver and how much research I've done into all of it, I still learned a surprising amount here. Really enjoyed all of the exhibits, really interesting, good detail, but also kept it pretty fun throughout. I'd recommend it. We still have a lot more to see, so let's keep moving. I think this is it. Don't mind the new shirt and the wet hair. I did go home, have a workout, shower. We're back at it for this evening. Oh my gosh, what? What? This place is so nice. So this is the Milltown Bar and Grill. I've wanted to come here for a while, and they've added this patio out here alongside the water. I've heard good things about it food-wise, but I wanted to come here because it has a Richmond address, but it's only accessible by Vancouver. You have to drive through Vancouver and out onto this peninsula, which in my mind means it's in Vancouver. But if you look at the maps, it's in Richmond. Look at this view. This would be a great spot, but can't do it tonight. Just came to check it out briefly. We're gonna go have dinner with my editor, Matt. Let's go. If you notice that I have an editor because the graphics and the effects have gotten a lot better, then that means Matt's been doing a fantastic job. If you haven't noticed that I have an editor, then that means he's adapted his style to be very similar to mine, which means he's also doing a fantastic job. Now, Matt and I knew each other before the pandemic, but we've only been working together for about 4 months, so this will be our first dinner out as like a team. So I'm planning on taking Matt to a restaurant that kind of just opened a new patio side restaurant. I don't know, it's very confusing. I think it'll be great, but it's not a restaurant that I've always wanted to go to because it just opened. But I have always wanted to take Matt out for dinner. Well, ever since the last 4 months since we've started working together. The rest of this video was me filming all alone because everyone else I know has a 9-to-5 job. But Matt, he works editing. It's good to get him out of the house, and I like his company. He's a good guy. There he is. No, there's no address. They can't see where you live. You'll have to blur everything. This is Matt. If you've been a member to the channel, you've met him before, but is this the first time you're on the channel?
I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt, the magic behind it all. He does all the effects. Look at this. He can do this. And he did all that. It's not me. Have fun with that.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so this place is going to be a little bit harder to find. It's called Chupito, and it's by La Taqueria. These people look like they're coming from it. So we've come into a laneway. Yep. Then you know it's going to be good. I hear people.
Sounds like a party.
Cheers.
Holy,
It's a rhubarb margarita.
holy, that is strong.
I need to get Matt in more videos. This is awesome. Cheers. Oh, that's delicious.
I'm not a good food reviewer, but I feel warm.
You feel warm?
I feel warm in my chest.
Then it's working.
How do you go about this?
I don't know how we go about this. I think we just do our best. Wow, you can't beat that. That's a beat pun.
I don't even know how to.
Do a good summer together. Good summer. It's not tacos. This is authentic Mexican. Highly recommend it.
Me too.
So I just happened to run into an old friend from elementary school. What's the vibe? What's the concept? Where did this all come from?
Many years of me living in Mexico and my deep love for the seafood from the north of Mexico, from Sinaloa, and a few years of me working at a cocktail bar as well in Toronto. So the whole concept got married.
This is a fantastic combination of cocktails, or cocktailleria. Cocktailleria. Of course, I need to work on my Spanish. With authentic Mexican food. And how did the space come to be?
This was a parking lot, and now it is an extension of La Taqueria. The city actually was just offering some outdoor spaces because of COVID, so this is the silver lining of COVID.
Well, so good to see you again.
So good to see you.
Randomly.
Thanks for coming.
But great spot. Thank you. We have one more stop.
Where? DownieLive.
Transition. What does it look like we're at?
I see a kitchen. Are you like dilly bars?
I have brought Matt to Yaletown to try a place I've always wanted to try. It's called Mister. What do they serve?
Is it soft serve?
Ice cream sandwiches.
Oh. Dope.
That's in case you're hungry and you're like, I can't decide between lunch or dessert. Ice cream sandwich, best of both worlds.
I could eat anything right now.
You're gonna have fun editing this. That's all.
Am I? I'm gonna grab a Nanaimo bar.
And I will do a double Oreo ice cream sandwich, please. They asked me if I wanted mine dipped. Yes, please.
But they also asked, do you want it dipped in chocolate or matcha?
Yeah.
Look at it smoking.
That's
That's Nanaimo bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Double Oreo, dipped in chocolate. You got the Nanaimo bar?
Nanaimo bar. Nanaimo bar, dipped in chocolate.
That's what we needed. If today is anything, go out and try something you've always wanted to do. That's the whole point of today's video. Glad Matt could join me for the last little bit. You would have met him a long time ago if you're a member, so you can click join if you want to. Subscribe because these videos come out every Saturday. I'm Mike, the channel is DownieLive. Do you want to say the line?
I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me.
See you next week.